Okay, so this was something, I got to be honest, you could have given me 1,000 guesses and I wouldn't have come to this conclusion today. How about this fun one from Shams Charania of The Athletic, who drops this tweet earlier today. Sources: Kyrie Irving has reached out to the Lakers star LeBron James in an attempt to see if James would come to Dallas. Irving is a free agent this offseason, period, and then just drops that on all of our laps.
Great.
What universe does Kyrie Irving live in? I mean, I know he's on another planet, one that doesn't have edges, but what planet is he on that he thinks that this is going to possibly work? What does he know that we don't know? Is this just like throwing something up against the wall and hoping it sticks, or does he really have intel? Because there is no reason for LeBron to leave to go to Dallas. If anything, just bring Kyrie to L.A.
Well, I mean, what's wrong with asking for LeBron to come to your team? He's not the GM. He can say whatever he wants.
But why would LeBron? This is too many obstacles. First of all, you'd have to trade for him. He's got a year and then an option year left on his deal. His kid just signed up to go to USC, presumably, so he'll be in L.A.
Well, I mean, the argument is you have a better chance to win a title in Dallas because you have Luka, Kyrie, and LeBron.
But do you? Is that a title team?
I don't think so. I mean, they might get out of the first round.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Dallas didn't make the playoffs this year, and I know a lot of that was tied into the draft pick, and Dallas eventually just waved the white flag on the season. But I mean, is Luka shown that he can actually be a winning player? And he's dribble, shoot. LeBron's not going to want to play with that.
Well, maybe not. I mean, he played with Kyrie, who's that kind of style in Cleveland. So then you have three of those guys. Chris Haynes from Bleacher Reports, Turner Sports, also reported on this. He said that the Mavs put together a serious offer for LeBron when the Lakers were struggling last year, which I did not realize. So the Mavericks have this feel they often get in on the biggest names. They're like the San Diego Padres of the NBA. Yeah. I'm not saying they get them. So I can understand the Mavs. I'm sure there's 50 times where Mark Cuban said, what's the plan? How are we going to get LeBron? Now, logistically, this is not going to happen. But what if LeBron goes to L.A.? I'm not staying here. I'm pulling an Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to retire unless you trade me. Then maybe, is there at least
he should have his head
exploration? Why?
Because you just got to the Western Conference Finals. And granted, you got swept. That was not pretty. But as the world now is learning that Nikola Jokic is the best player to ever hold a basketball, you can understand the Nuggets were light years ahead of L.A. But L.A. had just made these trades at the trade deadline, brought in some new pieces, elevated some role players, and kind of found their stride a little bit more. Does that look like a team you want to abandon right now?
Oh, Maggie, with your common sense.
How dare I?
How dare you talk about the NBA and bring out all these logical points, not to mention the new salary cap, which makes this utterly impossible. Yeah. Now, could you see LeBron has made some bad personnel decisions in his life?
Yes.
I mean, one of the worst ones that we all knew was bringing Russell Westbrook to the Lakers last year, and that was his decision. Now, if you can make a decision that disastrous, maybe you can rejoin Kyrie. And it does seem like he wants to be with Kyrie, which in my opinion is a bad idea because Kyrie's just lack of durability, lack of consistency, lack of accountability. I don't think Kyrie will be there in the end of the day. So I think that's a mistake. But if he made the Westbrook mistake, I mean, is there anything he's not capable of, Maggie?
That's why I said the moment that the Lakers season ended, I said keep LeBron and keep him as far away from the front office as humanly possible. I mean, you got to take how many phones do you think LeBron owns? 10? Throw them all into the Pacific Ocean. Don't let him call anybody. Don't let him text anybody. Great player, terrible general manager.
I do love his dad tweets at night when he's watching TV.
He's like clearly like on the John or watching basketball. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, he's just like the rest of us. He's like, he's like, yeah, hey, what's the deal with that call in the Broncos game or something? It's so LeBron. It's such a dad.
I know. Now we got Taco Tuesday commercials. I mean, it never ends. And I'm a huge LeBron fan, but this would just be terrible. I mean, the only person this really works out for is Kyrie, because he would get to stay in Dallas where they can offer him a max contract where he gets like over $200 million. And Luka gets his money, obviously. And then LeBron's the one who finishes out the contract, $46 million, then $50 for the next year?
It's a lot of money. Well, here's the thing, though. If you're the Lakers and you could clear $33 million of cap space. I've heard numbers in the low 30s to 35. If you call Kyrie and say, will you come here for less money, what do you think Kyrie Irving says?
Does he want to win?
I tell you right now, Kyrie has shown no interest in taking less money.
Probably not.
I don't think he's the kind of guy who'd do that.
Well, to be fair, I mean, a lot of people wouldn't.
That's true, but we're talking about Kyrie here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like, is everything like new age and trying to find a different plane to be on to, play basketball at the highest level? Or is it about getting max contracts? It's probably a little bit of both. I guess, also, can someone give me the last time the Lakers tried to jettison an aging star? I mean, the Shaq thing was because he and Kobe didn't get along. That's not because they wanted to get rid of Shaq. That was because they had to make a choice between Shaq and Kobe.
Dwight Howard, where did he go from there? I don't even remember.
But Dwight Howard was like, his back was broken.
You said an aging star. I mean,
they're not giving up on LeBron.
No.
They're not all of a sudden like, hey, you know what? Let's process this thing. I think we're the Lakers. Let's get rid of LeBron and Anthony Davis. Let's really start from scratch with Austin Reeves. It's not going to happen.
Probably not.
Reeves, I love it.
I mean,
but do you think last year there was at least a conversation when things were going bad before the trade deadline? They must have at least, if the Mavericks really put together a trade package and called them, they probably thought about it. I'm not saying they did it.
But the Mavericks put together a trade package that, as far as what I could read, was unable to be executed because of the timing of it. LeBron, when he signed the extension, couldn't actually be traded.
Yeah.
So congrats from the front office, whoever put that together and wasted all their time.
I would just love to see. I'd love to be a fly on the wall when the Mavericks are trying to put together their package for LeBron. All right, what do we got? I'm looking at their depth chart. It is such a collection of random players.
Yeah, it's like, can I interest you in a Reggie Bullock?
Reggie Bullock? I mean, these are Frank Ntilikina's on that team? Is that right?
Frankie Smokes? Hell yeah.
Yeah, you got Maxi Kleber, of course, who's been disappointing Mavs fans for a decade now. Christian Wood has been, how many teams has he been on now? Davis Bertans is a Mav? Okay. Josh Green. There's so many guys who are like, oh, that guy's on the Mavs still. Now, Tim Hardaway Jr. is still there, so
and
is that any value?
Contract.
He's got a big contract. Yeah, there's nothing to trade here.
Stu, as a Laker fan, what's your 1 to 10? Are you actually nervous that LeBron's going to abandon ship and go to Dallas?
I got 2.5 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty low. Like you guys said, Dallas doesn't really have anything to give, so that kind of makes all of this irrelevant, I guess. I don't know.
I love the also report. LeBron James, he loves Jason Kidd. It's like, well, Jason Kidd's in the hot seat. I mean, how long is Jason Kidd going to be there for? I don't get the timing of this. I don't get any of it.
No. I don't think by the way, and I've been reading a lot about this today, I do not think the Lakers want Kyrie Irving. They've shown that they're a smart team. Well, the logistics of getting Kyrie Irving.
Well, now he's an unrestricted free agent.
Right. So to pay him what he wants, they'd have to do a sign and trade with Dallas, which Dallas is not going to do.
No.
So already, because unless you can convince Kyrie to come on a bargain deal, which again, I don't think he's the kind of player that does that. There is no way. I think the Lakers, as you earlier said, I think they like what they got going. I think they want to give this a shot. So to get Kyrie, they have to say goodbye to Rui. They have to say goodbye to Schroeder. They have to say goodbye to everyone who played so well in the playoffs. I think they're smart enough not to do that.
Thomas L. in this chat, he'd say I'd sail off the edge of the flat earth before I accept last money. I mean, kinda. Like, how many franchises does Kyrie Irving have to completely submarine before someone's like, maybe I won't give him $200 million? I know it's a players' league, but like, good grief.
How much money has Kyrie Irving made?
Let's guess.
$400 million?
I was going to say something like, closer to 300.
300 million.
Just from basketball, not endorsements.
I know people are going to say I'm lying, but okay, 233. I would definitely take less money to win a title because
he won one though.
Okay, you're right. Win another title because your legacy is going to be defined by that. Later in life, when you're on your deathbed, you're going to look back and say, "Man, if I just done something to win another title." That's how you define yourselves.
Do you realize how lucky at this point Kyrie Irving would be if his legacy is defined by titles? I mean, that would be a real 180 from all the other things out there that could be defining his legacy at present.
Well, he has a chance to turn it around at the end. I mean, we only remember the last few years of any career. So
he can tweet forever.
So his
31. Instagram account will live from now to the end of, when the AI robots come and all wipe us off the face of the earth.
Well, he made a mistake because he angered the Boston fans, and Boston media runs the NBA media. Bill Simmons, Chris Mannix, et cetera. So I think that was his mistake. I think the media is never going to forgive him for that. But if he puts together one more run, everyone will jump right back on that bandwagon.
Listen, LeBron's already back on his bandwagon. Like, it didn't even take a lot. LeBron's his biggest champion now.
Supposedly. We'll see. we don't really know what LeBron wants. You think? I mean, he's saying he wants Kyrie, but I don't see Kyrie in a Lakers uniform. So
not yet.